Hey, y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in. Y'all, we are every Monday taking the opportunity, Free Texas Campaign, Voices from Behind the Wall. Of course, I am the queen of collaboration, Angela Thomas Smith, giving these individuals that are incarcerated in Tdcj the opportunity to share on some of these things that is taking place behind prison wall, as well as how they have been treated throughout the judicial system. Of course, we know that corruption within the state of Texas have been on an all-time high and has been taking place over the last 3 to 4 decades. We have individuals that are wrongfully and overly incarcerated within the state of Texas. Um, that have been incarcerated up to 33 years. We have someone that has been incarcerated 40 years. Y'all, we need to take a closer look at the state of Texas and what is going on within that judicial system and how they are locking these inmates out and just rushing them off as if they were no one. So, y'all, I want you guys to make sure that you are following the Free Texas campaign. Y'all, we are right here on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Of course, we have a petition going right now. You can sign off on that petition. Stand with us as we try to bring attention to the governors, the legislation, the senators, anyone that will take an ear and listen and an eye to open up some of these documents. Call for a further investigation. We need a committee that does not have personal interest in these cases and that can look at these cases and give a fair shake to these individuals, because you have individuals that have been locked up, wrongfully incarcerated. um, you have individuals that have not having a fair trial. You're talking about going before all white jury. You are a black male and you're going before all white jury. And then after they give you your sentence, they laugh at you. And then you have a jury member ask if you can get the death penalty. And they think it's funny. It's not funny, y'all. It's not funny, no way, shape, or form. And it's time for these things to come to the light and for these things to be addressed. Yeah, um I think I have my guests calling back in. Was something happened. I had them on the line, but for some reason, they were disconnected. But y'all know we don't stop. We don't stop. We always keep it pushing. So I want to encourage you guys while I wait for them to come on. Y'all share this in your circle of influence. Um, Share this with somebody, because you never know. They may have someone incarcerated, or they may be in a position where they can assist that person that is incarcerated. So, y'all, share this out in your circle of influence. For those that do not know me, I want to thank you for tuning in. I am affectionately known as the queen of collaboration across these social media streets. My name is Angela Thomas. My sole mission is to be the change that I desire to see in this world, and to bring others along the way that's willing to do the same. So if you're out there and you're looking for a platform to be a part of, we are looking for hosts to be a part of the Crew Podcast. So come on over, join us. We are a family. We are a family that's looking for change, and we are that change. We lead by example. So come on over and join the team. Of course, I think I have my guests on. Guest, are you on?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and I'm hoping everyone else is doing the same.
Well, if you would,
My name is
please,
Robert.
if you would, if you would just introduce yourself, and then share a little bit about how did you get here?
Okay, my name is Robert C. Jackson, EDC number 1686823, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. And please let me state first that I'm very grateful for this time and opportunity to share with society the misrepresentation of which I breathe in Dallas. This was in trial 105, F1056143T, which was decided December 10th, 2010. And I was falsely convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, my hand being the deadly weapon. The jury was given the false assertion that I was a boxer and that because I was a bodybuilder, that this justified my hands to be a weapon. When in fact I never punched anyone in the eye at all. But my court-appointed attorney, Doug Shopwire, did not conduct a proper investigation for the facts in my case, and I only spoke with him a few times concerning this matter. The only thing he relied on was the fact that this alleged victim had 2010 vision reception in the alleged injured eye, which verifies that this person had exceptional vision, which contradicts any current assaults. And that, in fact, this person was using an old injury to pose as if they had just been assaulted. I asked my attorney to subpoena an eye specialist to back up his theory, and he told me that the court-appointed clients were not afforded any expenses of such. He then went on to convince me that we would be successful in trial because anyone knows that an eye scratch can still be seen in an eye exam years after the scratch has been done on the retina. And that this assertion will bag up the 2010 vision reception, which will take a while to regain after such corneal abrasion. The final result of such ill-prepared representation cost me 40 years ag. And if I had had proper representation, I would not be in prison today. This misrepresentation cost me my freedom. And I was a working man, and I had turned away from theft on the street and everything. But in Dallas County, I was just another conviction. I'm reaching out to society in hopes of being heard by someone who can assist me in regaining my freedom. And I became accustomed to being a working man, and everything was going fine with me. But I want to also share that the person that I'm speaking of was my ex-living girlfriend, and I was wrong on my behalf for having, other women in my life, and I wasn't being truthful to the relationship. And hello.
Yes.
Yes, and it came on one day while I was, in the act with this other woman. Well, they had an altercation, and later that night, she had asked me to take her to the hospital, and I wanted to know why, telling me that her contact was up in her eye. And so I refused to take her at first, but then I thought about it, and I drove her to the emergency room where her insurance was at. Well, I was sitting waiting for her, and next thing you know, Dallas police came and arrested me. And I wanted to know why. They said that you had assaulted your wife. And I said, no, I said she has a contact up in her lens. She's trying to get it out. So anyway, I went to jail, and like 7 days later, I was released for no facts found. So they couldn't prove anything. My problem was when I went back to get my things, I had a PlayStation, I had a lot of valuable things, clothes, and everything. I went back to get them, and while I was in the process of doing this, she called the cops again and said that I had came over and choked her. So I went back to jail again. This time I was in jail for a whole year because I couldn't afford an attorney. But the case was about choking. It wasn't about any assault, and that's why the physical didn't match up with her vision because I was in there for choking at first, and that didn't even happen. So when they dropped that, and I was given a probation, I was supposed to be released. I never got out of jail. The same lawyer that they had at first, they gave it back to me, and he came and said we were going to trial. And I said, what happened to the probation? Y'all let me out on a protective order and probation. And he was like, well, now we're going to trial. I said, well, we hadn't even prepared for the trial, man. What's going on? Next thing you know, I'm going to trial. And then I ended up getting 40 years ag. It's even in my transcripts where the girl had lied and said I caused her nerve damage when I hit her. And then they came back and showed medical records that there was not even report of any nerve damage. I really just, but my whole story is, I admit I was wrong for being cheating and all that, and I shouldn't have done that. I had a strong desire for women, and that was wrong. I was weak on that level, but I had paid that already being down there. I'm 55 years old, 56, and I'm sitting there with all this time that I won't even be eligible to get out till another so many years up the road, and then I may not even get out. That's just a review. But I seek justice, and I'm hoping that someone can hear my story and file the proper petition to help me get justice in Dallas County. People know around the world right now, Dallas is known for their racism and not giving blacks a fair trial. This is what I have been a victim of. And I feel the need to share the story with society because I believe after I've been praying on it and everything, I think that the Lord is going to appoint me, find me somebody in the right time, the right person. And this is what I seek.
Wow.
But right now, Yes, and this is what all I really have to say. I just, like I said, I feel bad for what I did, but it shouldn't have resulted in this. And I didn't even think that she would do that because she knows full well that I know that whatever that scratch came from, it was way before we got back together. We had been together like she was a virgin when I had, the first one she was with. And then we got back together through her mother. But after that, I don't know what happened the whole time that I wasn't with her. And but all I just need somebody to file the right court, get me back in court so I can get some justice.
Wow. You would think that people would hear this and be like, okay, let's look into this. But it's sad because you are one of so many other individuals that I come across and have the opportunity to talk to that have been done the same way. And it's sad that so many cases like this is happening in the state of Texas. So I go and I Google Texas, the state of Texas and corruption, and found out all type of corruption that's been happening in the state of Texas that have plagued our black men. And I'm not just gonna say our black men, but those that do not have the necessary means to representation as well. Because you have some Caucasians that are incarcerated as well that have been done wrong
That's
too.
correct.
So with these people, it's more about power and money. If you're not a person of power and you're not a person that have money, then they just push you to the wolves and just treat you as a number and just add you to their way of getting money, because this prison system is a money thing with these people. It's about power and money with them. And it's all about how many beds they can keep filled, because they know that they're going to get their money from the state as well as the taxpayer. And then they're going to get their money from all of these other third parties that they are allowing in to do all the things that they're doing. I'm disheartened. I'm upset, and I am just I'm at a point to where I'm not even in the state of Texas. I'm not a resident of the state of Texas. I've never even visited the state of Texas, but I tell you, my heart is in the state of Texas because it is sad that the people of Texas will allow this. You can Google corruption in the state of Texas, and so much comes up. Different things of what individuals are speaking on concerning this judicial system. I never understood how lawyers could become assistant DAs, later to become DAs, later to become judges on the Court of Appeal, and then they lock out these inmates. They deny their parole, and then the parole board. The parole board is a joke. How can you put people on the parole board that does nothing but work inside prison systems and lock people up? Number one, they don't have a heart. Number one, they have not been through the stuff that we've been through. So I feel like a parole board should be made up of people in social working field, people that can help these people to transition back into the real world. We need rehabilitation. We need programs in place that's going to allow these people to get the necessary training that they need so that they can get back out here into society. Okay, people make mistakes. Even free people make mistakes. It's just some of us, we just don't get caught. Some of us have made mistakes that we need to be behind prison wall, should be up under the prison wall. But because of grace and mercy and us not getting caught is the reason why we're free. But we're just a step away. And these people that think that they got it going on right now, they need to wake up and realize you may have it going on today, but you can be that very next person that's behind prison wall. And these laws and these things that you put in place could be the very thing that will keep you right there where you're trying to keep other people in captive. So I urge the state of Texas, I'm urging the state of Texas to take heed and to listen to these people. I am giving these individuals an opportunity to speak on their behalf. These are not strips. These are not no monologues. These are these people's lives. Y'all have took these people's lives. Y'all have rewrote their lives. Not only have y'all affected them, y'all have affected their families. Y'all have affected their loved ones. Y'all have totally altered their lives. But guess what? When it's all said and done, he that created us, according to Jeremiah 29 and 11, the master plan shall come forth. You cannot stop it. You may delay it, but you can't deny it. You're going to be held accountable. You're going to be held accountable.
I agree with that. That is a true thing, though. And I don't understand how people can, decide to act the way they act towards humanity when we all have been given the right to live, to have life and liberty and pursue happiness, even in their own rules and even their own policies. They still do not even uphold those and live by them. I thought about the whole process, not only just my case, but look at the people that have been messed around in these corrupt courts for what? A conviction to say that they are cleaning the streets up in the name of help and love and righteousness for society. But all the time, these people are corrupt because if they were not, the people like us would not even be here.
You look at it, I'm sitting here. You brought that up. Now I'm sitting here and I'm just reminded of this current lockdown and why they're under this current lockdown, statewide lockdown, because of supposedly the high outburst of drugs. Well, how is these drugs getting into the prison system? They're not walking in there. The inmates not bringing it in there. So how is it getting in there? How's it getting in there? So now they want to say that it's the mail. Okay, so y'all now went to this mail thing. So now the mail, but how these cell phones, how these drugs that is not being mailed in, how they getting in?
There you go.
And see, they're not talking about all these corrupt officers and these corrupt wardens, these corrupt people that sit in these offices and overlook what they want to overlook. So we're going to talk about my magazine. I have a magazine that was coming into the prison system and been coming into the prison system for almost a year now. Well, someone decides that they're going to steal the magazine. They forgot who they was dealing with, because I'm not one that's going to be quiet. They decided that they was going to steal the magazine. So what I did was I called the magazine company. I told them what had happened, and they shipped another one out with no problem. But I was not going to let it go. I contacted everybody that I can contact. So the second set of magazines was on their way to the location, because the magazine comes out every month. So the magazine was on the way there and arrived, because they are tracked. People don't understand that every packages that move now through the U.S. postal system is tracked. So it was tracked, and it was told that it was signed for and picked up by the correction facility. So the magazine still didn't make it. So I said, okay, a couple of days. I waited. I gave them time to find the magazine. I was told that they turned the mail room upside down and still no magazine. Fine. Okay. So I typed up this nice little letter. I sent it to a couple of Congress people. I sent it to the ombudsman. I sent it to the director. I mailed it to the warden. I mailed it to the regional. I mailed it to about 20 people, because I was not going to let them get away with it. So 10 days after the magazine supposedly could not be found, it all of a sudden, Warden Davis calls me and tells me that they found the magazine yesterday. Oh, y'all found it yesterday, and it has to go to DOC or DRC or whatever. It's got to go to review. Okay, so you're sending it to review. Why has it got to go to review? Because he's going to tell me that it was not on some type of list. Okay, so I have the rule book. I contacted the people that does the policies and the procedures within the jail. So they sent me a PDF copy. So I got the PDF copy, and nowhere in there it says what he told me. And then the whole way that they handled the whole case anyway was illegal. They was not supposed to do it, because if they're going to compensate something, they were supposed to call Mr. Drummond or whoever the magazine was to go to. They were supposed to call them, and they were supposed to tell them that this magazine was being marked as contraband. They were supposed to have them sign off on something, and then they were supposed to send it, and they did not do that. He never even saw the physical copy of the magazine. They only brought a picture, and the only reason they brought it was they brought it the next day after Warden Davis called me and told me that they had found the magazine. So how is it he lied? Because how's it at the DRC being reviewed, and then y'all don't come into the next day and tell the lady over the mail room, the little white chick that's over the mail room, come out there and have Mr. Drummond to sign something. See, they did that to try to cover their butt, but it was too late because I already sent it off and I've already mailed it out. I see, and see what Davis failed to realize, that this wasn't the first time that this had happened, and it's been documented. I got the emails from where I had been emailing everybody, but see, I have the policy. See, you lied, because it does not say that nothing has to be on the list. It says that it has to come from the publishing company or the bookstore directly, and it came from the publishing company. I have the emails where I contacted the publishing company and told them what had happened at the prison system. So the second time they sent the magazine, they sent it by UPS, and somebody had to sign for it. Martinez had to sign for it. So then this time they kept the magazine. They told me that they put them on hold until they get back from the review. Okay. So now they're trying to keep them from getting outside information, because the magazine been coming in for a whole year, and then now you're going to say that it's on some type of list. See, y'all lying. And then when it comes back that the magazine is not approved, then that's going to be a lawsuit. And they better be prepared, because I'm suing their behind, because I'm sick of them. Sick of them.
This type of corruption can only be contained so long, because even within these walls, I have talked with other officers, females, that have explained that they were they were not down with this unjustifiable conduct going on by the supervisors. And so you have some people that still talk to people, even though we have not yet seen any real overturning of the way the operations are around here. So, but you are right about that. That is, yourself. The people listening right now, that's why I'm glad that you have put together this platform, because we need something this powerful to see what's going on inside of these walls also, as well as what those people, like us, have got convicted and falsely accused for things that have robbed us of our liberty,
And then they get y'all in these and put y'all in these situations, and then they treat y'all unhumane. I'm talking about the meals that they've been sending, and how they got y'all living. It's sad. But these people get to go home every night. They get to go home to their cozy, comfortable apartments, houses, condos, wherever they're going to lay their head down, and they get to see their family members. These Congress people that's sitting in these offices, they get to go out on date nights. They get to do all that, while they got wrongfully and overly incarcerated people behind these prison walls, and all they is a number to them, because they don't pay you for your work. They don't pay you for nothing that you do. Yeah, the state of Texas, along with 5 other states, are the only prisons that do not pay their workers. They need to reform this parole board, because it's a shame that they have these people that are on this parole board. Once these people get it in for you, they get it in for you, and there's no change in their minds. They can deny you every year you come up. They can deny you just because they don't like you, just because they don't like the way you tie your shoes, just because. Now, how you gonna tell somebody? Now, the thing is, you don't want to get in no trouble. You want to be a role model. You want to do all this. How they gonna say that you a fraud because you ain't got in no trouble? You ain't did nothing. You don't have no cases. They're going to deny you parole because you ain't got no cases. I never heard such in my life. But they do that in the state of Texas. That's crazy. How you going to deny me because I ain't got no case? How you going to deny me because I've been trying to be a role model? How you going to deny me because I've tried to do everything right?
Right.
On top of you already got me wrongfully incarcerated. You're going to deny me because I've not done anything that could jeopardize me getting parole. It's crazy. It makes no sense. But you got Greg Abbott. You got Monica De La Cruz, Ted Cruz, Carlos Sherman. You got Ron Reynolds. You got Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. You got all these individuals that sit in these places, hear this stuff going on, because all of them have received something from me. They have received something from me, but they're not acting upon anything. How can y'all sit in these places and say that you are for the citizens of the great state of Texas and doing nothing about it. Yeah, I'm on the outside looking in. But I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know that this is not right and that somebody needs to speak up. So guess what? I'm not sitting by, I'm not being quiet, because that's what have allowed us to get in these places now that we're in these situations that we're in now, because individuals don't want to open their mouth. Individuals don't want to correct these things that are wrong.
Right.
They don't want to stand up to these people. No, we can't keep turning the blind eye. Turning the blind eye got us in these situations. Turning the left cheek, turning the right cheek. I don't turn every cheek. I don't got no more cheeks to turn. I turn the left cheek, the right cheek, and every butt cheek. Ain't no more cheeks to turn.
That's right.
Ain't no more cheeks to turn. Now it's time for y'all to be accountable for that y'all have done. This wrongfully and overly incarcerated, this injustice that have taken place in the judicial system, as well as behind these prison walls. Because there's no way that y'all should be feeding grown men the way that y'all feed them. A slap of peanut butter on a moldy bread. All that stuff and food that don't even go together. I'm sure y'all getting money. I know that they are getting food and money from the USDA. They can go to the USDA and apply for grants. That's the warden's job. He need to apply for some of these grants. He need to get off his butt and he need to write for some of these grants. He can get them if he put in for it. Just like they give it to different organizations, they can do it. They can put in for everything else. I keep saying there's no reason why the state, if the state run this facility, why is the state not making sure that food is provided? Just like they make sure that these schools' food, that they follow the USDA guidelines. Why is the USDA guidelines are not being followed within these prison systems? I mean, it calls for simple stuff. And if y'all don't, if you're not gonna be able to do it with you need to get a nutrition staff. You need to have a nutritionist on staff, and you need to have a worker just like they have in the school system. What it hurt for these people to come in and work from 5 in the morning to 2 in the evening. They will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner prepared. And it won't be no peanut butter and jelly and no old bologna and no salami and no cornbread and no something that's falling apart. Something that you don't know what it is. That's sad. It's sad. And then people, I'm glad my husband, okay, well, everybody's husband ain't as fortunate as your husband. They can't go to commissary every week. This is something that they're supposed to provide. You're supposed to, necessities. They are a ward of the state. Prisoners are a ward of the state. So that means the state's supposed to make sure that they're clothed. They're supposed to make sure that they're fed and that they have shelter. That's a given. That's a given. And we need to hold these people accountable.
And do you know that there's a thin line between us and the hogs and the chickens out there? We're nothing but livestock. That's all we are. That's all they look at us as. But in order to keep the job, they have to put a face on to society, those who are above them, to make it look like they're doing everything possible for our safety and our health. But this is not true. You know that. A lot of people know that.
Well, all I can say is all these people that are tuning in and all those that y'all have family members, y'all need to get y'all family members to get on this petition, to sign this petition. Right. Go to change.org, sign this petition. If you're tuned in on Facebook or YouTube, the link is in the description. Make sure that you click on that link. You can make sure that if you need to email, you can email. The email is up. You can email the Free Texas Campaign. We are here to serve. That's one thing that we are here for. We are here to serve. We are here to be the change that we desire to see in this world. Not just in the state of Texas, not here just in South Carolina, not just in Georgia, not just in Tennessee and Mississippi, but around the world. We are the change. Y'all, if we want change, we got to be that change. We got to be that change. And you can't keep doing the same thing and think you're going to get a different result. Because if you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. So now it's time for change. of Texas have failed its citizens, and it's time for change. If that means y'all got to get these people that's in office up out of office, then some people need to step up and say, hey, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to run for office. I'm willing to take that stand. I'm willing to do this because there's some capable people out there that can handle these offices and probably do better than the people that they've been had in charge. See, it's all about money for some people. It's all about money. Well, it's almost time for us to go. So if there's something that you would like to say to the people before we close out, we got about 2 minutes.
Well, all I would like to say is I'm very glad and I'm very grateful for this time to share my situation with society. And I hope and pray that someone will, help me out the best they can. I mean, file a petition to get me back in court. And I'm trying to see once I get in if I can get a doctor, expert witness to testify of all the facts in my case to know that I was wrongly convicted. And first and foremost, this is about nothing but me being unfair, cheating in the relationship, and it didn't have to come out this way. And like I said, I'm wrong about that, but I still shouldn't have received the time that I received for something like that. And with that, I just want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you again, Ms. Smith. And I'm very grateful for your time, and I'm did a great thing when you came up with this situation, this platform.
Amen, amen. Well, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Right. It is Him that I do all that I do. And it's only by His strength, because I too could have been on that side of the wall, or I too could have been laying in my grave because the enemy wanted to take me out. But God shared His grace and His mercy. He gave me a second chance. So now I am the change that I desire to see in this world. And I challenge you guys to be that change too. I tell you, I truly enjoy doing what I do. And y'all, we're going to be back. We have one more individual that's going to be sharing on the day. I told you, every Monday, this is what I do. So if you have someone that is incarcerated and want to share, this is an opportunity to allow them to get that out. Get that out. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be right back. I have another guest that's going to be coming shortly.
All right. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
All right. We got